Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the digital asset investor. I'm going to start this video with something I got from XRP Veteran. I covered this, the fact that this paper was put out in the last video, but now CNBC has written an article about this. But I want to go into this a little before I show you the article. Actually, I want to show you the title of the article first, but he says this is bigger than you may think for XRP. And what this is IMF warns banks to evolve or be left behind amid competition from big tech firms. Well, I want to lay this out. I believe that I've told you on this channel from the time that I started it, is I believe Bitcoin and digital assets were born of the financial crisis, because the financial crisis represented the final slap in the face by banks and central banks, the slap in the face of the general public and the citizenry. And I believe that was the turning point. It was the final move of arrogance by banks and central banks, and that was the turning point. And now here we are 10 years later, and now they have the IMF warning them to what I've said all along. And remember, this is also against the backdrop after they slapped us in the face during the financial crisis, after they got bailed out and then went after people who did not get bailed out. These banks spent years going after people after they got bailed out, and going after your average citizen for defaulting on mortgages and things like this after they got bailed out. Then, as digital assets started to unfold, they wouldn't let crypto-related companies open bank accounts. They blocked credit cards from being able to buy on Coinbase and different crypto platforms. They have shut down citizens' bank accounts in the United States. They have shut down bank accounts because they didn't like that you were buying digital assets. Now think about that for a minute. Think about the level of arrogance. And I've said all along, and I've always compared it to the movie Moneyball, where Brad Pitt's character, who plays Billy Bean, he's talking to one of the old school scouts who thinks that he's trying to look at numbers instead of what scouts have done for years and years in selecting baseball players. And he tells the scout to adapt or die. And now the banks, that's what I've compared this to all along. And now these banks who deserve it are being told to evolve or be left behind, adapt or die. We've said this from day one. Anybody who's really understood what is happening, IMF warns banks to evolve or be left behind amid competition from big tech firms. A new IMF paper published Monday said the two most common forms of money today, cash and bank deposits, will face tough competition and could even be surpassed. The IMF said policymakers should prepare for disruption in the banking landscape from big tech companies and fintech startups. Regulators are already skeptical of Facebook's planned cryptocurrency called Libra. And I just wanted to read a couple of the quotes out of this. Some will be left behind, no doubt, the authors wrote. Others will evolve, but must do so quickly. Quickly must do so. Policymakers should be prepared for some disruption in the banking landscape, the IMF paper said. And then they've got the video from a while back that we showed from Christine Lagarde. Disruptors are clearly shaking the system. She's been warning them for the last 2 or 3 years, and we've got multiple videos. And guess who Christine Lagarde is the biggest fan of? Ripple and XRP. She's not a fan of Bitcoin and Ethereum. She came out and said it outright, by the way. I like to keep mentioning that. Okay, next, got this from Lionel at Lionel 462-94550. And UK Royal Mint to provide custody for new cryptocurrency. Royal Mint, a government-owned manufacturer of coins in the United Kingdom, will provide crypto custodial services for the first time ever, according to a press release shared with Cointelegraph on July 15th. The 1,100-year-old financial institution is participating in the launch of a new cryptocurrency, TEM, T-E-M, which is expected to go live in July 17th. All right, I want to say two things about this. The first is I want to show you this. This is in response to this article. The crypto utility guy says, I haven't seen any mention of this in the mainstream news. I think it's fake news to hype TEM. Well, in this space, we don't ever know. I mean, it could be something like that. To my knowledge, Cointelegraph is a fairly legit publication in this space. But I will say I've never heard of TEM, and it's, to me, when I first read the article, it was kind of random that they're coming out to do custodial service with some random new digital asset. That seemed kind of weird to me. So I tend to think that maybe the crypto utility guy might be onto something here, but I don't know. We will certainly find out as time goes on. But the fact that the Royal Mint, they're talking about the Royal Mint getting into custody services for digital assets, that would be huge if that is what's going on. Next, from XRP Dave at the Davey92 sent me this. This is interesting, and I'll tell you why. This is from Derek Capo. Dear XRP Ripple fans, if I don't know what this exchange is. I haven't heard of it. eFinDex is the exchange. If eFinDex did a base pair of XRP, would you use our DEX? If so, why? Comment below. Want to make sure we have the best base pairs on eFin. Now, the fact that they didn't already have an XRP base pair is kind of weird. But I don't know if this guy was a Bitcoin maximalist before now or what. But I did want to make a point that was made to me by XRP Dave, and that is that you'll see, until now you've had Bitcoin maximalists, you've had different people that like different digital assets. As this space matures, and so you've had a lot of people like Gemini is a great example, who will not list XRP. But as this industry matures, you're going to see everybody, all that maximalist stuff's going to disappear, and it's going to be more of a business type situation, and these guys will they'll start listing XRP. You'll have it across all exchanges before it's over. This is just one more indication of things going in that direction. Next, from XRP Big Time, AdX Big Time, Binance's CEO made a serious Bitcoin and crypto warning. Now, I saw what they just said as a positive thing. What he's really talking about in here, I'll read you a couple of his quotes. We have not seen institutions growing faster. Binance's CEO, who's often known simply as CZ, told Bloomberg, a financial newswire, what we've seen is a pickup in both places. The number of institutions coming into the industry, this industry has not increased that tremendously in 2019 yet. And then he goes on to say, I would say the majority of people by the end of the year will be using margin in some capacity. CZ, who has been compared to Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, told Bloomberg, it's quite safe to use. To be honest, there will be more trading volume and potentially higher volatility. When people start borrowing money to trade, there's going to be more trading volume. But I see that as a good thing. It's this space maturing. I've said 1,000 times, you're going to see every financial product that you've ever seen in traditional finance, you're going to see in this space, whether it's margin trading or whatever, and you're going to see a lot more. Okay, next. This is from Web Surfology. For the first time in Europe, the Liechtenstein Financial Authority has approved the offering prospectus for a tokenized real estate investment product. This is cool, folks. Here's the article right here. Says for the the company is Crowdly Token AG. Well, first I wanted to show you this part. Pioneers. Here it is. The product is a digital representation of a subordinated bond, whereby both the bond as well as the underlying real estate is digitized via blockchain. The token, named the CRT, replicates the income streams and the value exchanges of the real estate properties. Holders of tokens can select their properties to invest in and thereby tailor their own portfolio. The They will benefit from an attractive yield of 5 to 7%. The ability to invest small amounts of money in selected European real estate, the easy tradability on the digital stock exchanges. This, folks, is what is the world is about to completely change. To be able to do this, and I actually went to their website to check this out, facts and figures. You can see this at crowdlytoken.com, and it shows the issued token represents subordinated bond, just what they were saying there. It gives you their yield, interest guarantee, no withholding tax, no premium. So anyway, they lay out everything on this website. Okay, from XRP Crypto Wolf, the UK's new economic crime plan includes action on cryptocurrencies. The plan reveals that the government is to bring all cryptocurrency businesses into anti-money laundering, AML, combating the financing of terrorism regulations in January 2020. They're bringing all of this in. It's all going to be on the same page. Digital assets are going to be on the same financial page as far as regulations as traditional finance. That is what's happening. Next, this is from Michael at VAL5 Links. Wyoming welcomes law-abiding crypto companies and created a new type of bank charter to allow them to comply with the law. You are just wrong on this. Your staff is misleading you. What this is an article from the Daily Hodl, and this lady, Caitlin Long, had responded to Trump's famous tweet of his anti-Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies tweet. Caitlin Long is on the Wyoming Blockchain Task Force. She says, Mr. President, Wyoming, the state that gave you the highest margin of victory in 2016, even bigger than Reagan, welcomes law-abiding crypto companies and created a new type of bank charter to allow them to comply with the law. You are just wrong on this. Your staff is misleading you. Your staff isn't giving you good advice. I don't see anyone on your staff who has experience in this new asset class. The U.S. payment system hasn't really innovated in 50 years. It's unstable and inefficient. I've been surprised that your administration has coddled it instead of opening it up with healthy competition. The crypto genie can't be put back in the bottle. Wonder where she heard that. If the U.S. fights this, we will simply be bypassed by other countries that are welcoming it. The banks tried to shut down crypto by shunning the industry, and look what happened. It didn't die. Why? Because this is the first serious payment innovation in decades. Yes, crypto is used for illegal activities, but much less frequently than the dollar is, and crypto is easier to track. Check with the FBI. Mr. President, you don't need to choose between crypto and the dollar. To close, please invite crypto experts to advise you. You need to hear the other side, and you need to understand how Wyoming has created a regulatory compliant framework to let this innovation thrive in a lawful manner and ensure the U.S. keeps our lead in the financial services. I thought that was a great series of tweets by her. Go crypto. Straight from the horse's mouth, Trump lays out how he likes to buy things in bad markets, maybe a little bit of business strategy regarding his Bitcoin tweet. This is at GCA_go crypto, and it's a short audio of Trump talking about how he likes to buy in markets when the markets are bad, and that's where the opportunities are. He's a billionaire, folks, so he does probably give good advice on that. The crypto utility guy at Utility Guy 7 sent me this. This is a Rhythm Trader tweet. I love their tweets. The world's GDP, 80 trillion, gold, 7.5 trillion, funds, 18 trillion, stocks, 73 trillion, money, 80 trillion, wealth, 317 trillion, real estate, 228 trillion, Bitcoin, 0.2 trillion. And the leader of the most powerful nation in the world already feels threatened. Wow. And then from Where's Bob? And I thought this was hilarious. At Bob in Deep XRP. My kids are always they love that song on YouTube. They watch it all the time. Old Town Road. Well, somebody has spoofed Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride my alts down to all-time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. At the Crypto Bubble. This is funny. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And tell your friends and family to tell their bankers that they better get ready for disruption because digital assets are coming for them. Thank you for listening.